Okay, so I have no clue what we're going to be doing here with this footage, if this is supposed to be an intro and outro. We'll let Will decide that while he's editing. But as you guys know, where we last left off with the Nova is we got the 327 pulled out and everything's taken apart. So is what we're going to be working on today is I want to clean all of this up. We plan to do an AC delete the rest of the way. It's not like that engine ever had AC. The 6-cylinder did, that's right there, but the 327 didn't. So we don't need this box anymore, and we're gonna keep the heat and stuff. So we're gonna they make a smaller panel to go over that, because the headers are a pain in the butt to get to. But Eli's really curious to see if he can get this dryer off. I have struggled with it multiple times getting it off. I've never been able to do it. I think once we take the box apart, there'll be somewhere else we can disconnect it. But Eli wants to see if he can have a go at getting this off. I have tried multiple times, but we're gonna give him a go here. Did you really just get it?
Yep.
In my defense, there was always an engine in the way whenever I did it.
Right, yeah, no. Yep, got it loose.
Son of a gun. Yeah, see, I was my air filter's right here.
Right, no,
so,
yeah. I was just curious to see if I could...
Huh, I'm impressed. All right, well, I was also always worried about, I was either worried about going and hitting the engine or hitting the fender, so, but, well, there you guys go. I'm no master mechanic. You guys watched a few more Chris Fix videos than I have. Son of a gun.
That's loose.
Where's the other?
It's mounted down here now.
Okay.
Down there.
All right, well, I'm gonna get you guys set up on a prop so that way I can help. And this is the first time in years, actually, that someone else has worked on the Nova. The last time someone worked on the Nova was the paint job, and that didn't end well. And then before that, it's had 2 inspections. And then the last time, since that was the exhaust system on the 6-cylinder.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
that was the last time that someone had worked on that. Oh, I took the rear end out and took it to a shop.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if that counts. I had a shop do the rear end, but I took the rear end out and took it up to the shop. I put the rear end in the back of my dad's Expedition.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't his nice one, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna get you guys set up, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so I don't know where this cut out, but I was telling Eli, one thing I've always wanted to do, I don't know how much it would actually work for cooling brakes or just getting airflow. And I don't know which direction to make them, but I've always wanted to take, like, make a cut here and like make a cut here and connect them and bend that metal up. So that way air from under here can escape. But you wouldn't want it to go up that way, so I don't really know if it would do any good. Or cut it the other way to where you do notch, notch, connect this way. So notch here, and then cut this way, connect them, and pry it up this way so air can come in this way and down and into the brakes. Which that wouldn't really connect straight to the brakes, but I would think it would help airflow. Instead of the air coming in that's coming in through here, coming up, hitting the firewall and going that way, it would kind of help disperse the airflow under the hood. But I have no clue. That's something I've just thought about.
Right. I don't know how much that would change, but
that's just something I've thought about doing.
Yeah, it's
that I don't know if I explained that well. And doing three of them. So do one of them, one here, right behind it, and one right there. And then so they're like
it'd be kind of like louvers in like a cowl hood.
Yeah, yeah. You know? So I would want it to look like this,
right?
Like these, or like this 3-patch right here. Take that and put it right here. Yep. That's a better way of explaining it. And
angle them towards the front.
So that way the air's coming, especially if I'm doing tubular control arm or a tubular core support, doing that and coming through here. Because I was telling Eli again, I don't know how much of it cut and didn't record here, but there's a guy who makes tubular core supports, because you can't get aftermarket ones of these. Well, you can't get OEM replacements until this guy that recently just started making them. And typically, these rust out. I have a little bit of rust under my battery tray. That's a brand new battery tray, but they start to rust out. Water, coolant leaks, acid from the battery, stuff like that causes them to rust out, and there's no replacements for them. But this guy sells tubular core supports, and the only thing about them is they don't come with radiator mounts. You gotta weld up your own. So that's something, but Eli's a pretty good welder. I've seen his welds. He's better than me. So he would be able to help out with that. And it's like $300, I think, which isn't bad at all. And then I want to do tubular control arms, upper and lower. And I think we could shave between deleting the AC, the heater core, all that stuff, doing tubular everything up front. I think we could save 50, 60 pounds, maybe 70. Because the tubular core support, literally all this extra metal, it's just a few tubes where you need it at for structural integrity. Nothing bad at all. And I tucked my bumper, so I push them in, and so technically if I wanted to, I could delete these shocks and weld this plate and cut this plate off, pull out the shock inside here and weld it directly to that, and because these weigh probably 15 pounds a piece. So because these bumper shocks, whenever you get in a wreck, allow the bumper to move, and you don't. I think some newer cars are legally required to have them, but in Missouri law says you only have to have a bumper. That's why you can see people. That's why people use 2x4s and stuff like that. 2x4s because you don't have to have. They're like for 5 mile an hour like bumper taps and stuff. But when you have them in, these used to sit like here. So I tucked, and drilling them out allows the hydraulic pressure and the oil to be leaked out. And so you hammer them in, and then I put a screw somewhere on this is a screw. I think I put it on the bottom side. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Oh, well, it looks like my screw came out over on this side. But right there's a hole that I drilled, put a screw in there, and that causes them to not be able to come back out in case they ever do. But they're in there pretty tight, so they don't come out. And that recesses your bumper in. And that allows you to get rid of the filler panels that are here that crack all the time. Really terrible design. And it just makes it look cleaner. But yeah, so we're gonna do some just goofing off, looking around at stuff, and messing around a little bit. And I'll turn the GoPro back on in a few minutes when we figure out what we're doing. Looks like Eli went ahead and got the vacuum actuator out. So this actuator operated off of vacuum right here. And so when it was under vacuum, let me show you guys, there was a flap that would open or close. But this vacuum comes through right here, and then on the 6th cylinder, there is this connected, but mine melted on the headers. So I haven't even used this in Lord knows how long now. So that's the reality of it. I would like to have heat, but since I melted that hose, didn't have anywhere to really connect it to, it just wasn't doing any good. So And we did go ahead and we got all that scraped off. We'll be repainting all this, and I found a new plate. It's like 40 bucks. I think it was $43 with free shipping, and it covers all of this, and those hoses won't be there anymore. So it'll cover all that, and it's an aluminum piece. But you know, we're talking about, you know, these wires ran up all the way this way, and then literally this is molded because of the heat and everything from it. We're gonna probably, I think, cut a hole here and then come through up this way with the wires. That way they're completely tucked, stuff like that. We were talking about switching, I think I mentioned that on camera, switching to manual brakes. There's I found a thread of someone on these Novas that relocated this windshield wiper box into the inner fender here inside there and had it tucked. That's gonna take a little bit more work. I don't know if it's something I wanna do yet. Have no clue how he did it. But you know, we'll see when we get there. And like I said, I want to replace, it has new tie rods and everything on it, but I want to get a new sway bar, new steering box, all of this. I want to go ahead and just redo it again, make it all look nice. I have never done the steering box, and I want it to look nice. So that's the purpose of all of this, is opening it all up so I can maintenance everything and take better care of it all. So that's where we're at. I'm trying to think what else. A few other things I just got to figure out that I want to do with it, stuff like that and all that great stuff. So I'll keep you guys posted as we keep working on it. All right, so Eli's telling me that this freed up a whole bunch of space. We got rid of everything there. I haven't seen it from the inside yet, so let me show you guys real quick. Let's see. Holy cow. Yeah, that freed up a whole lot of leg room. And this is going to help me out with wiring. I need to reroute all this wiring and stuff anyway. That's a little bit of a mess, but it was always really hard to do with all that stuff there. But that's going to make it really nice. And see, I always had to drill into this little dip right here because I couldn't go up any higher. So like this rubber grommet that I put there, it stayed in place because it's in a corner. But now I can move it up and fill that hole. Or even because now I can go down this way too, because I couldn't do that before because I couldn't down out here with stuff, and so now I can go down with it because I couldn't get a drill to go this way with it because there's a box there. So now that that's gone, that just opens up the door. I can even now, instead of routing them there, I can route all the way over here and use these pre-drilled holes right there too. So
also removed we got all this.
Oh yeah,
that ran up too. That freed up.
And
space.
that core support was pretty decently heavy. I think we freed up 10 pounds on the inside here, so that's gonna be nice. Get you guys out this way. So I think we've freed up space, weight. This is gonna help with the airflow, I think, as well in the engine bay too, because this side always seemed to get hotter on the headers. That might just be me overthinking a little bit but now air can come in instead of hitting. I know it's gonna hit a flat wall there, but it's not going to hit the wall here and then go that way. It's going to be able to hit all the way there and follow the actual firewall size, or not size, but flow. If that makes any sense, that might just be, again, me overthinking, but it did always seem to get hotter on that side, in my opinion. But the store's always pinning. But that wasn't that bad of a job. That took us maybe, like an hour? But yeah, let me show you guys all this stuff over here. This is the gasket. Wasn't too bad of shape. It looked like it might have been leaking right there, but that could also have been from what we were doing. But how much do you think that weighs?
Yeah, that's a good, at least probably 5-6 pounds, at least right there.
Yeah, because there's all this metal in there. We got rid of what, 2 of these
Actually,
actuators?
3. There's one here too.
Okay, so we got three actuators.
One here, one there, and then there was another one inside over here on this side.
And then this is the outside stuff here. This heater core alone is probably another 5 pounds. The AC, that's just like a pound or 2, but so maybe not. Maybe I think in total 10 pounds would be a fair estimate to say we removed.
Yep.
Which, whenever your race car life, 10 pounds is everything. So, and most importantly, leg room. Eli used to hate riding in the passenger seat because there's no leg room whatsoever. But yeah, so we got this done. We're gonna do some more fidgeting, and then I will keep you guys posted on what we're doing. So we just finished up pulling all the wires through. These wires are all the ones, everything that's left at this point is stuff that I need. But again, this power wire that is running my fuse blocks over here, we'll go ahead and relocate it somewhere else. All of these, I'll get new hoses here for my oil pressure sensor, and it'll all come through over here back in this area rather than right there. So I don't have to worry about melting any wires. I think the closest, at that point, the closest wire I'll have to the headers are these two wires right here, but I always never had an issue with those anyway. We'll clean up over here now that I have room and reroute the wires and everything. They'll come down, instead of coming up over here, they'll come down lower there. And this wire I don't need at all or anything, so we'll just really be able to clean everything up. I'll probably order a new wire loom, because like this, in order to get this wire to the up there, I had to cut a hole in the side of that. So I'll go ahead and just completely get new, and plus that the heat wire loom is all Amazon stuff, like Amazon specialty, like not name brand stuff. So we'll get the name brand stuff for it and everything this time. It was only temporary because I knew I was going to be redoing all this. So yeah, this opened up a whole lot of space. Again, I think it's going to help with engine bay airflow a whole lot. Instead of hitting a whole bunch of weird stuff right here, it'll be able to just go down, follow the angle of the tunnel and everything there. And again, that's not going to like free up like a whole lot of airflow and stuff, but it's going to help out. Yeah, I'm excited. This looks crazy. Freed up free space. I have a whole bunch of wiring to figure out on the inside now. We cut the wires a little bit, but we need to trace them back and fully remove everything pretty much. So we'll keep working on all this stuff. All right, guys, I have no clue where this video is going to fit in. If this is the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this is where we're leaving off for now. I need to order some stuff in. I need to order in the panel. I need to order in some seam sealer, the wire loom like we talked about, some extra wire, and just kind of in general figure out what exactly I want to be doing here, what I want to relocate, all that great stuff. So this is really going to make some big improvements here, give us a lot more room for some upgrades as well. I do have a Duraley oil filter relocation kit, so I might even consider putting the oil filter up there where it's more easily accessible. On a small block Chevy, it's not like the end of the world to try to access it anyway, but I can keep an eye on it if it's ever leaking, that sort of thing. But we'll see. If there's any recommendations you guys have, just let me know. We talked about deleting this overflow tank and adding an aluminum one here once we relocate the battery to the trunk. But the thing is, this one is already pretty tucked away, and the wires, now that we're relocating everything, will be even more tucked. We'll have them back behind. So that's not really a huge issue to me, in my opinion. In my opinion, this is more tucked than having an aluminum one right there. So we're going to figure it out. And yeah, again, if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. And again, if this is the end of the video, then I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll have more to come.